So one of the guys he used to manage, I read about him in the newspaper this morning online. He's about to sign a major deal, which is kind of interesting because the last time he won a fight was against a 60-year-old guy.
2 years ago.
Any comments on that?
You know, it's actually fucking hilarious that would be big news, that a guy who hasn't won a fight in over 2 years is signing a major deal. And wait a minute, you mean to tell me that I can put some money down and I can see Babalu and Tito, both the guys that got knocked out twice by Chuck Liddell, fight each other? That's fucking entertaining. Isn't that exciting? You mean to tell me I can put down my money and possibly see Tito Ortiz, the guy who hasn't won a fight in over 2 years, fight Frank Shamrock, the guy who just got beat to death on national TV by Kung Lee? Wow, there's some exciting shit coming up for those guys. That's really interesting.
What's at the root of the problem with the Affliction? Didn't like the way I see it is they were embraced by the UFC, but then they abused the position by not kicking back and supporting and
No, it wasn't that. What happened was, basically I just started wearing their stuff, and then they came in. They wanted to do a deal with us, a clothing deal. We talked about doing it. We weren't interested, and no hard feelings. Kept doing our own thing. There wasn't anything. We didn't boot them out until they started promoting fights. You know, listen, I say this all the time. I'm flattered that we make it look that easy, but this is a rough business. This isn't. How many companies got to sink and lose 20, 30 million dollars before these morons start to realize you just don't dive in? And people look at where the UFC is now. We've built this business over the last 10 years. You know, but we've owned this company for almost 10 years. I didn't jump in and try to do some big show. The first show that we ever did was at the Trump Taj Mahal. We sold 3,500 tickets. You know, it's not an easy business. And these guys just learned the hard way. And if they're signing the idiot up to a big multi-fight contract for a ton of money, first of all, if I was Tito Ortiz, yeah, I don't want to fight in the UFC. I can't fucking beat anybody in the UFC. You know? He can't win a fight in the UFC. And you were right. He's fighting a 60-year-old fucking guy. You know, he's lucky he got those 3 fights out of Ken Shamrock. They both made some money. But Tito Ortiz can't win in the UFC. I'd want to fight somewhere else, too.